Hey, what's up, guys? It's Matt here with Tanks Lawn Maintenance. It is currently 2 p.m. Forgive me for the fogginess on my phone screen, my camera lens. I don't know what's going on. I think I've got a crack in my camera lens, but either way, I'm not buying a new phone because of it. I want to talk to y'all about pricing pine straw for just a second. Pricing pine straw installation for just a second. For years past, I've been in business. This will be this I'm in my fourth year in business right now. And for the first 2 years that I was in business, when I would install pine straw, it was just me and Mama. It was mainly just me, but sometimes Mama Tank would come out and help me if she was bored or had a lot to do, and we had stuff going on too that we needed to hurry up and get done for. But for the most part, it was just me. I didn't have a helper or anything like that. Okay, I was doing it on the side, just trying to grow my business, not really looking for extra money or anything like that. Really, just trying to grow a business so I could leave my full-time job. But when I would install pine straw, the way I would did it, I went about it the wrong way. And the reason I did is, and this is my fault. Okay, this isn't anybody else's fault. I went on YouTube and watched different folks, different places in the country or in the southeast, really, because nobody else does pine straw except for in the southeast, I think. But I would see people. We'll just say Johnny at Blades of Grass Lawn Care, for instance, down in Savannah. Nothing against Johnny. He does good work. I'm assuming he has a good business, and he seems like a great guy on YouTube. Don't know him. Don't know him. Never met him. And I have learned other things from Johnny, other good things. But this was early on in my career, and I don't know if he still does it this way. But the way I would do it is, if I would go and buy a roll of pine straw for $8, I would just charge the customer $16. I would just double whatever I paid for it. It was fine. I didn't have any overhead. At the time, I didn't have insurance or anything like that. Didn't have any help that I needed to pay or anything like that. But after 2 years of doing that, I realized that I was not making the hourly rate that I wanted to make by doing that. So I want to break this down for y'all for a second. And keep in mind, guys, you may go to a property that needs 15 bales of pine straw or 15 rolls of pine straw, and then you may go down the road to another property that needs 15 rolls of pine straw. But keep in mind, guys, no job is the same. There's so many other things that factor into it. You may have borders you're dealing with. You may have to put in weed fabric or something like that. You may have to use preen. You may have to use landscaping staples. You may have to use glue to keep it glued down to a hill. You never know. There's so many things that factor into it. But we're just going to say a property that I've got going on as soon as the rain quits, whenever that is. I think it's going to be Friday before we can do anything. But 15 rolls of pine straw, 15 rolls of pine straw. I pay my supplier $8 for them. The way I do it now is I charge a 25% upcharge for that. That covers my fuel. That covers for my time going to get the pine straw and the wear and tear on my vehicle from hauling that pine straw around. Because you get enough on your trailer, it gets pretty heavy. And I would do that, and I would also charge my hourly rate. Now, this job that we're doing is going to take me and my helper. It's going to take us 2 hours. My hourly rate is $70 per man hour, which two of us, $140 per hour. Now, 2 years ago, this exact same job, I charged this exact same customers. Guys, give me just a second. Let me let this cat out before I bust him upside the head. Hold on, y'all. All right, guys, I apologize for that. My wife's cat was going crazy at the back door wanting to go outside. But 2 years ago, this exact same customer, I charged him $16 a roll, flat charge. And it came out to be $240. Now, doing it by myself, or if it was me and Mama Tank, it would take us, Mama Tank, she's a good hard worker and everything, but with my helper, I can get it done twice as fast. We're just going to say that. I'm not going to give you a time or anything like that, but $240 is all I was making. And that amount of pine straw, we was working for about 3.5 hours. So, needless to say, I wasn't making the amount of money that I wanted to make for my man hour rate. Now, the way I do it now is the 25% upcharge, 18 rolls of pine straw. For me to pay my supplier 18 or 15 rolls of pine straw at $8 a roll is $120. The 25% upcharge is $30. Add those two together, you get $150, okay? That's how much it costs for materials for the customer. That's what the customer pays for materials. My hourly rate, $140 for 2 hours, $280, okay? Add that together, your labor plus materials, you get $430 for the exact same job that I was doing 2 years ago. Now, here's the catch. If you do that, if you have customers that you've been doing work for a year or two, something like that, and you have a significant price increase like that, you need to make sure that the quality of your work backs up the price that you're charging, okay? You need to do a good job. You've got to do a good job, and if you're doing a good job, your customers trust you, and you're doing other things on their property, they're going to stay with you because most of the time they would rather have a one-stop shop with whoever their landscaper is. Guys, that's a $190 increase for a 2-hour job. Let's do a smaller job. 8 rolls. I've got this job going on too. I've got 3 jobs coming up this week, same day. One's 11 rolls, one's 15 rolls, and one's 8 rolls. The 8-roll job, 2 years ago, this exact same job, 8 rolls times 16, $128 is what I charged the customer. Now, this customer I've been doing this job, this pine straw, for 4 years, okay? Now, let's look at it like this. If you're doing 8 rolls times $8, that's $64, okay? 25% of that would be $16. You add 64 to 16, you're looking at $80. 8 rolls of pine straw, it takes me and my partner about 20-25 minutes to shake and roll. We're pretty quick when it comes to pine straw. We'll start shaking it out together, and he'll come behind me and start rolling it as I'm finishing up shaking and everything out and filling in gaps. And we can do it in about 20-25 minutes. And so for that, I just charge my minimum charge for everything I do, which is $60. Now, $80, that's the price of materials that the customer pays, the $80 plus the labor charge, $60. That comes out to be $140. 2 years ago, the exact same job was $128. That's a $12 difference. Not much, but here's something for you to think about, especially you guys that are doing this on the side for whatever reason, especially if you're doing this to make ends meet, okay? The economy is tough right now. Everything costs a lot of money, and a lot of people are doing landscaping and lawn care just to make ends meet, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I've been in a situation where I had to take on extra work all kinds of different overtime and things like that. My kudos to you for doing whatever it takes to provide for your family. But if you've ever been poor, you know that $12 can sometimes mean whether or not you get to eat supper that night. So every little bit helps, guys. $12 don't seem like much, but here's the deal. When you're charging it the way that I'm charging right now, the price of materials plus the 25% upcharge, and then your labor fee on top of it, if you do it that way, you're able to pay yourself what you're supposed to be able to pay yourself. You're able to pay your help what you're able to pay your help, and your business is also making the profit that it should be making. Here's the thing, guys. Like I said, you may have a job that requires 15 rolls of pine straw. Okay? You may go down the street to the exact same job. Just say that 15 roll of pine straw job is going to take you an hour, hour and 10 minutes at the most. Okay? Just say that's what it takes you and your helper. You go down the street, exact same amount of pine straw. Guess what? This customer right here that I'm charging $430 for, that's why they're getting a 2-hour labor charge. They have paver stones stacked up 4 high around every last one of their beds. And we got to move all that out of the way, put the pine straw in, roll it, and put it all back like it was. Because for that, it's easier to just do that than it is to hand tuck all that pine straw behind those paver stones. So keep in mind, guys, every job is not the same. You cannot charge a flat rate for pine straw. You can get away with it a little more on mulch and rocks, but for pine straw, you simply just can't do it, man. But anytime you're charging a customer, there really needs to be a rhyme and reason for why you were charging what you were charging, guys. Know your numbers, and I'm telling you this because there are so many ways for you to lose money in business that if you can control what you're able to control, you will cut down on losing money. Because the bottom line is, if you're losing money on every single job that you're doing in your business, you're not going to have a business for very long. But anyway, guys, if you got something out of this, man, y'all hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Leave me a comment down below. And if you didn't get anything, you thought it was pointless or useless or just retarded, that's fine too, man. Just be sure to let me know how stupid I am down in the comments below. But look, man, till the next one, y'all keep cutting that grass and keep making that money. Holla at y'all. Bye.